I welcome everyone to this session. In this session, I am going to explain a topic in metal casting. I am Santosh Kumar, founder and director of KCS Education. KCS Education, we are offering many courses in YouTube channel eKCS. One of the playlist is dedicated to courses related to mechanical engineering, and this course is specific for manufacturing technology 1. Objective of this course. The course intend to introduce the concepts of basic manufacturing processes and fabrication techniques such as metal casting, metal joining, metal forming, and manufacture of plastic components. So this is a third semester course as per Anna University syllabus. So it will be useful for all mechanical engineers, those who are currently doing the third semester or those who are preparing for gate examination, or it will be useful for placement preparation also. Also for people who are doing PhD in the area of casting, this course material will be very useful. These are the topics that are covered in sand casting. First, we have to talk about the sand mold, the types of pattern materials, pattern allowances, moldings and properties, and the methods of testing the properties, and cores, their types and their applications, and type of molding machines and their application. In this session, we will cover these three topics. What is casting? Terminologies in sand casting, sand mold. What is casting? Before seeing what is casting, we will understand the components of sand casting. Here we can see a molten metal is taken in ladle and it is poured. This molten metal is taken in ladle and it is poured in this cavity. This molten metal runs through all the cavity, this hollow spaces, and fills the cavity. So there are some elements here, and there's a sand mold here. The casting part is the molten metal. That's a potting line. You will understand each components once you get through this playlist. So casting process basically involve the introduction of a molten metal. The introduction of the molten metal into a mold cavity. This is a mold cavity. Where upon solidification, this liquid metal upon solidification takes the shape of the mold cavity. This is the mold cavity that is there. So this metal, once it is poured, then after some time, it gets solidified and takes the shape of the mold. So this is the component that we require. So using casting, you can obtain simple and complicated shapes. Some of the parts that are produced by means of casting are frames, structural parts, machine components, engine block, valves, pipes, statues, ornamental artifacts. So casting as definition, we can summarize as a casting is a shape obtained by pouring liquid material into a mold or cavity and allowing it to freeze and thus to take the form of the mold. Whatever we have explained for, they have directed as a simple definition. A casting is a shape obtained by pouring liquid material into a mold or cavity. So there will be liquid material, it will be poured into a mold or cavity and allowed to freeze, and thus the material take the shape of the mold. You can see the engine component. This is first formed by means of casting and secondary machining process will be there. So you can see a very complex shape, but it can be made by casting, and it will be machined to get the required dimension through secondary processes. These are some of the cast components. So blade is there, turbine blade is there, then valves are there, impellers are there, and more components that you can see. Most casing are there. Okay. So overview of sand casting. It is most widely used casting process. Nearly all alloys can be sand casted. This includes metals with high temperature also, melting temperature also. Namely, the metals that can be casted are steel, nickel, and titanium. The casting component, the parts may range from very small size to very large size. So there are two types of mold. Mold is where the mold cavity is formed. So this mold is of two types. Expendable, that is the mold is sacrificed to remove the part, and one more is permanent mold process. So the advantage of expendable mold process is more complex shapes can be cast. Examples of expandable mold are green sand molding, shell molding, vacuum molding, expanded polystyrene process, investment casting, plaster mold, and ceramic mold casting. Let us see some advantages in the example of permanent mold process. In permanent mold process, the mold will not be sacrificed. It will be there. It will not be broken or sacrificed. Mold is made of metal and can be used to make many castings. So with this single mold, we can do many casting. In here, expandable mold process, for each component we have to prepare the mold also. Here one mold will be there and many casting will be produced. The advantages are higher production rates. Example, die casting. Usually is uh, aluminum components are obtained by means of die casting process by using a permanent mold process. Casting process. There are some 6 steps. First, we have to prepare the mold cavity to the desired shape with the proper allowance for shrinkage. Then we have to melt the metal that should be poured into the cavity with acceptable quality. That's a metallurgical part of it, and it has to be melt at a high temperature. So when the molten metal is taken in ladle from the furnace, then it will be traveling to the pouring section. So within this travel, it should not drop temperature. So there should be sufficient temperature in the metal that is going to be poured. Once this molten metal is obtained, then we have to pour the metal into the cavity, and we have to provide means for escaping of air and gases. Because once we are going to pour the molten metal into the cavity, the sand mold, will have some moisture content. So once the high temperature molten metal is poured, this moisture in the form of liquid converts into air or gas, and it tries to escape out of the mold. So that we have to provide uh, some means like vent for the escape of air or gases. So the solidification process must be properly designed and controlled to avoid defects. So this we can understand very much when we discuss the defects. Then the mold is removed and the molten metal is solidified molten metal is taken out. Then we have to finish the metal. We have to clean it and inspect. The cavity in the sand mold is formed by packing sand around a pattern. This explains the method of making the sand mold. First, sand mold will have a mold cavity. So this cavity is formed by means of packing sand around a pattern and removing the pattern. So this pattern has an impression. The pattern will have an impression in the sand mold. This impression is the cavity that we require. The mold must also contain gating and riser system. So gating system is where the system where the molten metal enters the mold cavity and reaches the exact component part uh, that should be filled with metal and it has to be taken out. If the casting is to have an internal surfaces, a core must be included in mold. See, many of the cast component we can see there are hole inside the casting. So hole inside the casting. If you want internal surfaces, internal surface means hollow surfaces. So we have to go for a core. A new sand mold must be made for each part because it is expandable. For each part, you have to do a sand mold again and again. The basic 6 steps are pattern making, core making, molding, melting and pouring, planing and inspection. Pattern making. Pattern is a physical model of casting used to make the mold. So if we need a cast component, we have to first make a pattern. This pattern looks more like the final part that we required with some additions for gating and shrinkage elements and etc. This pattern is placed inside a parts will be there, cope and track will be there, pattern will be placed, and then we have to pack the molding sand around the pattern. Then this pattern is withdrawn and the impression will be there. If the casting is to be hollow, then we have to go for coarse. Some example for hollow casting are pipe fittings. Remember the pipe fittings. Next, core making. Core is usually formed by means of sand. Core importance of core is to make the hollow shapes. So the cores are formed by means of sand. So it is placed on the mold cavity to form internal surfaces in the casting. So this we can understand with the help of image database. Molding. Molding usually involves packing a molding aggregate around the pattern, uh, then withdrawing the pattern, then setting the course. So molding is this process of making the mold cavity. The process of making the mold cavity. Melting and pouring. The preparation of molten metal for casting is referred to simply as melting. Melting is usually done in specified destination area of the foundry. The molten metal is transferred to the pouring area where the molds are filled. Usually melting is done in furnaces. So these furnaces might be electric furnace or coal baked furnace. Then cleaning. Cleaning refers to all operations necessary to the removal of sand, scale, and excess material from the casting. So sand mold is there, then metal is been poured inside. So some part of the sand will stick onto the molten metal surface, and scales also will be there due to oxidation. Scales will be there. Then excess metal from the casting should also be cleaned. So it should be broken off and taken away. The excess material in the casting is found because of the parting line, then gating system, and because of the vent and everything. Then inspection. Finally, when the cast component has been obtained after cleaning, we have to do quality check for any defects in the casting. Advantage and disadvantages. The advantages of sand casting are it is the mold materials are very low cost because they use sand here, not metal. Then large casting dimensions may be obtained. We can think of engines. Then wide variety of metals and alloys may be cast. Disadvantages of sand casting are rough surface because the internal surface of the mold cavity uh, comprises the sand. So sand grains will have some irregularities in the surface. So it will lead to rough surface in the sand casting. So this naturally leads to poor dimensional accuracy and requirement for high machining tolerances. These grain structure of the casting will be very coarse because of the solidification process nature. And there is a limitation in the wall thickness because very thin wall is there. This metal cannot reach the wall or the solidification will be uneven. Next, casting terminologies. Flask. The box containing the mold is called as flask. The top of the part is called as cope and the bottom is called as drag. Then core is a shape inserted into the mold to form internal cavities. Core print. A region used to support the core. So this is flask, the top is cope, then bottom is drag, then this is the core, then this is the core print. Then we have got a mold cavity here, then riser to feed the metal to prevent shrinkage. Extra metal should be there here because once the metal here solidifies, then the excess metal will be supplied from the riser here. Then we have a gating system. Pouring cup is there. This narrow space is called as a sprue. It is a vertical channel. The runner is there. Yeah, the runner is there. It is a horizontal channel. Core is made by core box. The pattern will be there. Pattern will almost replicate the final part. But if there is a hole required in the pattern, here no hole is there in the pattern, but the final component has a hole here. So we use core, and this space will be filled with metal, and this space the core is there, no, so metal cannot penetrate. Once you remove this core, this part will have hollow cavity that we can see here. Parting line and parting surface. The separation of cope and drag. Cope is the top and the drag is the bottom. The separation is the parting line. So draft on the pattern. This we can see a draft. A small inclination is there. So this is because if it is straight or inclined this way, this removing the part from the sand mold will be difficult. If the draft is there, removal will be easy. Core box, we can see core box is a mold or die used to produce cores. This shape can be produced using core box. Then casting is the final component that we have. Then we can see the gating system. Gating system will have a pouring curve, and then sprue will be there, then runner will be there. Then this part is called gate, where the molten metal enters the mold cavity. This is a riser. Riser is a cavity connected to the gating system for feeding the casting. This casting is the feeding the casting when it is shrinking. So we will also have vent. So we told that already discussed that this there will be moisture content, and this moisture will become air, and it tries to escape outside. So some space should be here given here for the air to escape. That is called as vent. So internal cavity are formed by cores. Cores are usually made of sand and baked because the core comes in direct contact. This core comes in direct contact with the mold. This core should be baked so that no moisture is there. So flask will have cope and drag. This mold cavity is formed by means of pattern molding. Next one. Usually the core runner, this runner and gates are arranged in drag part. This pouring cup and sprue are placed in cope part. Then these two cope parts are assembled together. After the metals are solidified and cooled to the design temperature, the casting is removed from the mold by process of shakeout. Shakeout is where this entire system will be put into a vibrator. The shake will be there, and this sand here will break up, and we will get the metal part inside. And these are images to finally recall everything. So pouring ladle will be there, and then molten metal enters inside through the sprue. Then it reaches the mold cavity. Riser for feeding to uh, for feeding the metal shrinkage. Metal shrinkage will be there. So we cannot exactly pour to this dimension. We have to pour some more, so that when this metal solidifies, it will shrink off. So the volume get reduced because density will become more. Then some extra metal will be there required, and then this riser will provide the metal. You can also see the gating and riser system here. So from where the metal is poured, sprue is there, then it reaches the mold cavity by means of runner through the gate, and there will be a riser system also. So that's the end of the session. In the next session, I will talk about the types of pattern and pattern allowances. If you like this video, please share, like, and subscribe to the channel to keep yourself updated about the videos that are uploaded in the EKCS YouTube channel. Thank you.